Hi, I'm Dave. Welcome back to part 3 of this video series. If you haven't watched parts 1 and 2 of this series yet, I encourage you to do so. Starting in the middle of the series isn't going to make much sense if you don't. I left off at the point where most of the wallboard had been installed and taped, the second coat of mud had been installed, and things were ready for texture and paint. Part of that has now been done, and we can get an idea of what the space is going to look like. The same goes for the cabinets. They have had 2 coats of primer and a finish coat of light gray. Actually, it's lighter than I thought it was going to be, but we double-checked, and it is indeed what my wife selected, so it must be right. I can finish doing the electrical work in the areas that have been painted with the finish color. That'll be coming up next. The plugs and switches are all the Decora style, that is flat surfaces. I installed a few of them for this video, but we'll have to remove them for the final coat of paint that will be applied later in the week. So after looking at the bare wires for so long, it's nice to see it nearly completed. So the cabinets are now in place, and the paint is complete on the carcasses. But the doors, well, they'll have to be removed to finish those. That's Juan's next job, painting those doors. He came up with a system to hang each individual door so that the entire surface can be painted without having to come back and touch up where a door may have been sitting propped up against something. Then once he gets started, it doesn't take him long to get the whole project completed. As in a lot of paint-related jobs, the prep work takes much longer than the actual painting. Both of the corner cabinet units will have Lazy Susans, 2 in each unit, one above and one below. Here I've just set one in place to test the fit. No problem setting this top unit in. It'll just get screwed into place before the countertops go in. But the bottom unit, that's another story. I have to install it in sections, glue it together, and then install the bearing piece while working through this 1-foot hole. No way to get the whole thing in place without doing that. Here's a look at the appliance wall in the kitchen. The whole thing is beginning to look pretty good with the cabinets, the range, and the refrigerator in place. I mentioned the countertops. They're next here in the kitchen. Precision Countertops was here to make up the template for the finished project, and I have to hurry the Lazy Susans along because it won't be too long before they'll be here to set the countertops and the undermount sink in place. I need to get at least the top shelf done. As I said, the bottom one's going to go in pieces, so it really doesn't matter whether the countertops have been installed or not for that part to be completed. Anyway, it was fascinating watching this guy work. The last time I saw a countertop template being made, it was with plywood and slats. Laser technology has blown that old system completely out of the universe. Now that the template is done, it's time to bring Juan back to do some painting. The primary colors in the kitchen, besides white, will be blue and gray. The cabinet doors are a light shade of gray, and the walls, as you can see, are blue. The flooring will most likely be somewhere between the two, with a hint of blue and gray between them. Okay, enough for the kitchen now. Remember my cave? This whole second floor project began with a so-called man cave and a bridge connecting it to the upper level of the lot. The welcome sign, the pachinko machine, the refrigerator, the top shelf, the coffee cup collection, the coffee cup collection including the captain's coffee cup, the odds and ends shelf, the steam stuff, the vintage radio, my $7.49 recliner, the pistol collection and hunting knife, the queen-size hide-a-bed, and the bridge. Well, the cave is gone. It's like it never existed. 2 days and poof, it disappeared. That's the bad news. The good news is the cave is coming back, and it'll be better than ever. Now, at this point, I'm going to jump around a little, even more than usual. That's the way this whole project has progressed, jumping from plumbing to painting to framing to sheetrock, and from the apartment to the new cave, so bear with me and I'll try to keep things in perspective. I'll start with video I shot around Halloween, and as I said, the cave as we knew it is gone and we're down to bare walls. It didn't take long to strip all the old styrofoam insulation out and replace it with R15 per the inspector's wishes. Floor and ceiling have R30 in it. Then came the sheetrock, replacing the plywood and chipboard walls that made the original cave so distinctive. I've kept all of that material. I hope I can use it in the new cave. Juan and Irina are taping and mudding what was once the cave and is now the bedroom of the apartment. As fond as I was about the cave, I'll grudgingly have to say that the new walls look pretty spiffy. Not for a cave, mind you, but for a bedroom for the apartment, pretty nice. Oh, and the room now has its own closet, too. I'm waiting for more of the construction to be completed, so watch this space for that. For now, be sure to watch parts 1 and 2, and just for the heck of it, subscribe to my channel. See you next time. Bye.